Hey, what's up? It's Phoenix. I would say that there's something that I'm trying to grasp. I once received a critique of my philosophical view where it was stated that you can't cast too wide a net, that in the realm of possibilities and multitudes and of infinity, there's a limit to what you can actually know. There's a limit to what actually is practical and what has use. And this critique also included the idea that you can't be too skeptical in general because there are many things we do actually know. I've thought about this a lot because I'm not so much of a skeptic that I take the Cartesian view where you can't know anything, the classical skepticism of saying that nothing is real, nothing exists. I don't ultimately believe that I live in a simulation, that I live in the Matrix. And so it's super important because it deals with the whole element of like, what do we know to be true? And I think to a certain extent, we know certain things are definitely true. But I feel as though there's a little bit more to what I've been trying to convey, something that I'm grasping at, a kind of grasping at straws, where to me it feels like there are a lot of things that I want to know. And the easiest mode in which I find myself defaulting on in order to start somewhere is by saying, I don't know anything. So this could be the Socratic ignorance, for example, of saying, I know that I know nothing. It could be this kind of skeptical approach of saying, this kind of knowledge nihilism, you could argue, this epistemological nihilism where you don't know anything at all, and that in fact you would say you can't prove anything in this kind of negation of meaning, purpose, value, knowledge, tradition, ideas. And so all of that is certainly there. And I mention it because my whole sense is I care about the truth. I care about knowing what is actually true and building on a foundation of knowledge. So contrary to what critiques may level against me, I do very much include my own value in science, in knowledge that's testable and that's been built on. It's not as if I would say that I know absolutely nothing. But I think what's important is I do want to capture that I'm grasping at things, that there are things in life that are intangible, that there are things that I know that I can never truly touch. A good example is actually one that might be kind of unexpected, but it's the idea that, as much as I write and as much as I use words to be able to detail my experience and to be able to write about things and imagine new spaces and have counterfactuals and to think about things in an imaginative way, there is an extent to which, even with how much I love language and how visceral, raw, and real words are to me, how tangible they feel, I feel like words actually leave me grasping at straws just like any other tool, because it doesn't seem to capture what it is that I'm trying to say. And the reason why this is important is because that is what my life has been. It has been a grasping. It's been this grasp at something deeper, something that I'm trying to convey, even as we know that most of the things in life are ineffable and that most things, especially the most beautiful things, can't actually be contained or expressed. And it even goes so far as to be something that Wittgenstein said with his own analytic, logical, and rational approach, which was the idea that whereof one knows nothing, one cannot speak, or something to that effect. And I think that it's super interesting because I don't really know what to do with that idea of the fact that so many things are intangible and ineffable. So many of the things that I've been trying to explain, I can't actually express. And it doesn't even have to just be with language of which doesn't just include words or English, but could also include music or logic or mathematics. And so the more that we look at it, the more that I realize I'm grasping because, yes, of course, I know things. I know things in a practical sense. And in fact, this is often the argument that's leveled against skeptics, is that we do actually know things. It's not practical to treat it as if you don't know anything. And with all of the rich insights of science and the beautiful things that we've discovered through knowledge throughout the years and that we've built on, it seems to me as if that's a very important thing to acknowledge and that we want to build on that. And yet I would still say, I grasp at straws. I'm grasping at something I can't fully describe or fully understand. I'm grasping at something that I don't understand. And I think that that's actually where I start. Even if it sounds absurd with thinking about the critiques where it's like, well, is it practical to say that you know nothing? Is it practical to not build on knowledge? Is it practical to be nihilistic? Is it practical to dismiss and be skeptical of logic and reason? And all of those are good points. And I guess I would say, I don't know. I'm still grasping. I'm still trying to figure it out. So yeah, I actually would say that I very much enjoy that search. I enjoy grasping. I enjoy searching. I enjoy leaning into it and leaning into my own ignorance to try to understand things, even if that means that it can feel vacuous at times, as if it's a vacuum and as if there's only so much that I can or can't express. And so, sure, I have to live in the common sense world. There are solutions to common questions, and we have built extensively on knowledge. So there are things we know. I enjoy science all of the time because of all of the things that it's made through technology and the way that knowledge benefits our lives, regardless of what field it's in. And so, yeah, I'm Phoenix. I hope you'll check out my other videos. I hope you'll check out my books. And yeah, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for watching. I will see you around.